All righty, let's see here.
Recording in progress.
Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is part two of Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. This is part two of Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And there was something phenomenal that came out tonight. And some things came. Y'all go back to part one and check out what was sharing in part one in Exodus chapter 12. It was a lot of things that's been said, has always been said, but a lot of times you don't catch things until the Father really brings it to your attention. So it's things that's been said here, but people add to the word. Now, this is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're here every night after Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We speak on things of according to the words out from the book. And I always let the Creator allow me or to let me be a vessel to work through me to see and understand this word as He has it. Now, the world has been seeing things one way compared to what things actually say. Now, I just wanted to share something with y'all. It was a brother that well, he made himself known on Facebook not too long ago in part one, named Cephas Ben Israel. Me and him been friends for a long time. He's one of my buddies out of Jackson, Mississippi. And he got on, sharing some information, and we had like a little conversation earlier on Facebook. Now I might as well be saying that. I might as well say it now since we're here. And he made his point of view, and he kept saying, read 12, 25, read 12, 20, Exodus 12, 25, 25. And he said that the Creator said that we only supposed to do we're only supposed to do the Passover only in the land. Only in the land. Now, I used to think that all the time myself. I ain't gonna lie. That was always that was where I was brought up thinking to when I come into the knowledge of the information. That's what I thought as well until tonight. See, me, I'm open to information conversation, especially for the Creator to open my mind to see things on a different way compared to the way people think. When He say throughout your generations, what does that mean? When He says in all your habitation, now this brother here, he's strict on all. You can't do all the commandments. This brother Cephas Ben Israel. That's why I'm saying it now because, hey, he made himself known. I let it on last point, so I might as well let it be known. He always say, what do you say? You can't do all the law. You can't do all. You can't keep the commandments in an unclean land. What? What were you supposed to do? Fear y'all and depart from evil. Well, how you do it? Fear y'all and depart from evil. Well, tell me what you're supposed to fear y'all and depart from evil. He's so fixated on the word all that the fact is we all learn. No one know all things at all times at one time. We all learn and we pick up as we go. Who go to first grade and jump out and get out of the 12th grade the same day? You give me that person, whoever did that is a genius. Might well say they might be quote unquote the creator. Who goes into school the first day and come out the same day knowing all of everything? That's stupid. So he always on the word all. You can't do all the law. And just the fact that you telling people they can't do all the law, you're giving them leeway to sin. We ain't talking about, nobody ain't telling nobody to do all or none. We tell you to learn the laws as you learn them, you do them. That's what you're supposed to do. Who's so fixated on the word all? So I said, so if that's the case, since he's so fixated on the word all, saying you can't do all the law, when it says do the Passover or do these certain things in all your dwellings, keep the Sabbath in all your dwellings, in all your habitations. All the word all is still there. Oh, so you can use the word all for what you want, but can't use it for something else. The word all means all. No different than he said a prophet. I'm gonna raise a prophet, which is really in his time. I'm going to raise the prophet on you, and he going to speak all that I say. The Christians think it's talking about from this prophet all the way down to Jesus. All these different prophets that came, but people miss that. You see what I'm saying? People miss stuff all the time because they don't pay attention, because they don't study. They go by what they think, what's in their mind. I read this tonight, and for the first time, I seen that and understood, should we say. I seen it, I always seen it, but I understood for the first time that Christ said, in all your dwellings, throughout your generations. And then, to top it off, what made me realize is that the fact that when we're in this, I'm saying we in this culture today, you're teaching your children Christmas, you're teaching your children Halloween, you're teaching your children Thanksgiving, you're teaching your children all these things. Y'all keep them a memorial unto all these things. So then when it get to the point of up here in 24, where we get ready to read in a few moments, I'm going to read on through what the brother said. Read 25, read 25. And I'm not looking at it right now, but y'all go to my Facebook. He put in there, it says this to do the Passover in the land only. It don't say only. What you find only in here? You don't see the word only. It was just saying when you be coming to the land, you should keep the Passover in the season at that time for your remembrance. Many of our people forget all the time. He's telling you now, so when you get into the land, you remember to do it. People forget, and people don't pay attention. That's the problem we have today. So we're going to start in verse 23, but we actually picking up because we stopped at the death of the firstborn, which is actually 29. But I'm starting 23 and read it on down and get through 25 so y'all can see what it actually say compared to what people think it say. All right? So, Exodus 12:23, and it states, for Yah will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the two side posts, the Yah will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your house to smite you. 24. And ye shall observe, listen to this, and ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons. What? Forever. What does that mean? That means continually. But he jumping straight to 25. And it shall come to pass. That means it's going to happen. It's going to come to pass when ye be come into the land. It says when you come into the land, which Yah will give you, which the Creator said He's going to give you, according as He has promised. According to who He promised. He promised Abraham, He promised Isaac, and He promised Jacob. That He's going to give us the land. Right? And that's all true. That ye shall keep this service. What He's saying is when you get in the land, keep this service. It didn't say only. Where you see only in 25? Where do you, somebody tell me, write me or whatever, and show me where it said you should do the Passover only in that land. Now, I'm not saying we not supposed to do it inside the land. What I'm saying is we supposed to keep it at all times. But in the land is where we supposed, the heads of each tribe or each people in throughout the earth is supposed to come there 3 times out of the year and keep this different feast. It's 3 feasts, 3 appointed feasts. We're supposed to go to the land. We're supposed to go to the land 3 times a year. He has ordained that. But we're still supposed to be a priest throughout the earth, teaching everybody. So then, I don't know. Some people just don't understand. And that's the problem. 26. And it shall come to pass, see, when your children, see, this is your key right here. This is what caught me a few moments ago. When your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? What mean ye by us doing the Passover? Why are we doing this? No different when they ask you about Santa Claus. When they ask you about all this Easter bunny and all this other stuff. A lot of y'all can't tell them that, oh, it's just a tradition. It's a tradition. My parents did it, so we do it. We gonna keep the tradition going. They ain't trying to look it up, find out what it's about or nothing. Just following traditions. And that's the problem today. 26. And it shall come to pass again, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? That ye, which is you, shall say, it is the service of Yah's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. He delivered everybody in our houses out, and the people bowed their head and worshiped. And the children of Israel went away and did as Yah had commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. Now, the death of the firstborn. This is going into that point. This is where we're picking up at. 29. And it came to pass that at midnight, Yah smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. See, at midnight. See, this at the time they was keeping the Passover. This is when they was eating around this time. And it came to pass that at midnight, the middle of the night, Yah smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he went up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt. See that? This is the Creator showing his might. For there was not a house where there was not one dead, except for the ones that had the blood over the mantle, except for the 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve Yah as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. You say, bless me, tell them, bless me also. Get out of here. Bless me also now, because I see your God is a true and mighty God. Bless me. You see, he made sure he threw that in there. 33. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people. They were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste. For they said, we be all dead men. Let's get them out of here, man. Let's get them out of here. We're going to be dead, man. Let's get people out of here. Get them out. And the people took their dough before it was leavened. See, here we go. This is the reason why we speak on the unleavened bread. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, before it rose. So it had leaven in it, you see, but it was unleavened, meaning that it had leaven in it to rise, but it didn't get a chance to rise because they got kicked out the land. Yeah, verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their needlings throws being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. Upon their shoulders. 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. See what I'm saying? Borrowed them jewels of gold and raiment and jewels of silver. And Yah gave, excuse me, and Yah gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as were required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. They spoiled the Egyptians. The Israelites leave is Egypt. Verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men, besides children, and a mixed multitude. See, now this is what I just shared yesterday or a few days ago. I was sharing this a few days ago to let people understand. The children of Israel is spiritual. A lot of people don't understand this. Israel is spiritual. Jacob is physical. If you notice, everybody that left, they left being under the tutelage of Moses and Aaron, and really with the presence of Yah. The presence of Yah was among them, so they were spiritual. The mixed multitude blend in because they were just like Israel. What did the Creator say? Any stranger that sojourn among Israel is just like Israel. They're not the blood, but they're spiritual Israel. This is what people need to understand. So anytime we talk about Israel, Israel is really spiritual. Jacob is physical. But we are Jacob and Israel because we are Jacob who transformed to Israel spiritually, and we are the ones that the Creator, the Most High, we are his children. Judah being the head, Israel being the body. And we're leading all the rest of the nation. This is what people don't understand. But right here, as it says in 38, and a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes, see, of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt. For it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. They didn't prepare, they moved fast. They didn't get a chance to prepare no food. They was making dough, so this is called preparation. They were preparing dough maybe for the next day, but they didn't get a chance to make no food, get ready for the next day, because they had to get up and run. Neither had they prepared for themselves any victuals. 40. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. That's your key. When it said 400 years, we just come out of that 400 years now. For it was told to Abraham. This was the second part of that prophecy, when he said that in the fourth generation ye shall come hither again. This was that generation. In the fourth generation, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the children of Israel. The fourth generation with the children of Israel that made it to the land, that made it to Egypt, and they stayed there when they grew in the land. And they stayed there 430 years. 41. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day. You see that? It came to pass that all the hosts of Yah went out from the land of Egypt. So I can get chilly up here kind of quick on my legs. All the hosts went out from the land of Egypt, 42. And it said, it is a night to be much observed. You see that? This is a night to be much observed. Much observed. Unto Yah for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of Yah to be observed of all the children of Israel in their and he say skip any generations. You see what I'm saying? See, people choose to see what they want to see. In their people choose to think what they want to. Their mind is so set on the land, they ain't looking at what the word is actually saying. Ordinance of the Passover. This is the ordinance now. He's giving you what they gave it to you beginning in 12. Let's check this out. In chapter 12, verse 1 all the way to 20. From 1 to 20, it gave you the understanding of the Passover and the unleavened bread, right? Now we're going to give it to you again. The ordinance of the Passover, verse 43. And Yah said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. No stranger, right? No stranger. So what is a stranger? Anybody that's not of the law. Why? And how do I know? Watch what it say. But every man's servant that is bought for money. A servant could be a stranger. You see? It's talking about no stranger as in other nations just can come in and just sit down and, okay, we can have the Passover. No, you're not welcome here. This is sacred. See what I'm saying? It's telling you what's sacred. Now, it's giving you everything you need to know. And let's see if it say only in the land throughout the ordinance. If it says only in the land. And I'm reading it for just like everybody else. I'm reading it right now. I'm gonna read up to this point and we're gonna see what it says. 44. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised, see, when he's circumcised, you got to be circumcised. You can't just be coming and being and keeping the law and not circumcised. If you ain't circumcised, you ain't supposed to do this. This sounds like the communion cup. If you ain't did this, whatever, they guilt trip you into taking the communion. That's what this kind of sounds like. That's where they stole it from. Sound like I ain't gonna say this sound like that. That sounds like this. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. You see? A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house. Neither shall ye break a bone thereof. So everything is supposed to be, when you're cutting it and everything, you ain't supposed to break a bone. You're eating the flesh off of it, cooked whole as is. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. 47. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. See that? All the congregation of Israel shall keep it. You still see what it says? All the congregation. All the children of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover to Yah, let all the males be circumcised. Now see what it says over here. And Yah said unto Moses and to Aaron, verse 43, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. No stranger. But what he said over here in verse 48, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover to Yah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. You see that? You see that? If the not only that, if a stranger is just a stranger, he has to be circumcised and he has to be keeping the law. Now you don't know if they're keeping the law or not, but you know who some of the people are. Or, if you're around a person, you know who they are. You know if they keep no. You know a stranger means somebody that you don't know, and whoever it is at all. Somebody waits want to come in. Oh, I'll keep the Passover. You circumcised? I know a brother in was it Vicksburg, Mississippi? I forgot the name, but I knew a brother. He would check you and see if you circumcised or not. When I was in Mississippi, it was a brother I knew. He would check, not just go down and check. He would actually, they had a service, but he would check and see if you circumcised. See what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be ashamed and all that kind of stuff because of the way we are today. We're not supposed to be that way. A man is a man, but you ain't got to be. You know what I'm saying? We got to be thorough in the things we're doing. This is how we're going to bring the kingdom back. We got to be thorough. We got to know what the word is saying. If you don't understand the word, you're going to still stay in the tradition of what you believe. Ask the Creator to open your mind and see things for what you think, from what you think to the truth. Because that's what I always thought. Same way that Stephen Israel thought until I seen something tonight. Tonight really opened my eyes. He's saying only. You don't see what word only in here. The Father just mainly mentioned that. He said, when you get into the land, make sure you keep it there too. Keep it in the land. Because our people forget. We forget to do things, and that's how we fall off track. And when a stranger shall, 48, and when a stranger shall sojourn with thee and will keep the Passover to Yah, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. 49. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. We got some so-called Hebrew Israelites trying to say the only strangers is the ones that's coming out of captivity, and they can't no other people be part of Israel. Only Israel is Israel, and Israel is strange. I said, these people crazy. These people see and say what they want to say. They ain't reading to see what the word is saying. But hey, 50. Thus did all the children of Israel as Yah commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they. 51, the last verse. And it came to pass the selfsame day that Yah did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies. I don't see where it says only yet. I understand when it talks about come to the land 3 times a year, or these things must happen. You should visit 3 times a year. That means 3 times a year you should actually supposed to keep these things, because some people will forget and they won't do it. They won't do it. Now, the Feast of Ingathering, I'm not making any food. I mean, we are growing to get to where we need to be. We're growing to get to the, but you have to study, to learn, to understand, to know. You got to get there. Until you do that, you're still out here in the wilderness doing what you want to do. You're doing what you want to do. When you're serious about the Creator's word, he's going to show you, you're going to see it. We've been taught one thing. We've been taught a miss compared to what we think. Like this brother talking about something, you can't keep them commandments. You mean to tell me that if you have opportunity to not work on the Sabbath, but you're going to do it anyway just because some people make all kinds of excuses. Well, I need the money. And this and that. I don't work on the Sabbath. I don't go out there selling on the Sabbath. Nope, I don't do that. Don't do it. Period. I do not work on the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat no pork. I don't eat no flesh at all now. Just to make sure I don't eat it. I don't eat no flesh. Just to make sure I don't make no mistake. But that's not why I just stopped wanting to do it for years. And in 1992, I stopped eating pork because I was told by some brothers, didn't see it in the Bible at the time, but some brothers shared it with me. I stopped eating it. Just before I went to Germany, and I ate a hot pocket, ham and cheese, and it made me sick on it. I'm done with it right then and there. Still hadn't gotten to the Bible, like I hadn't even went through my spiritual awakening yet. But 1992, stopped on the pork. 2002, I stopped on the chicken and the beef. 2004, I stopped on the turkey. 2008, I stopped on the fish. 2012, I stopped on the dairy. And I've been on that chip I've been on it ever since. You know what I'm saying? I stopped on it directly. I'm not saying now on like some of the things that may be in. See, some people I know are strict, and they're what they call it when you're real strict and stuff. I mean, I might have bread and some dairy and stuff in it, whatever, from cows and stuff, but it's not that. I'm talking about straight from animals. I'm not talking about like coconut milk, almond milk. Now, I still do a little bit of that. I indulge in it a little bit, but not a lot. You know, but the point is, I don't do no fleshly stuff. No fleshly stuff. So I don't do that. That's just to let y'all know. But the Passover is to be kept in all your dwellings. In all your house. That's what the Father said. That's what I see. Some people think it's in the land and in the land only. The more you read, the more you study, the more you grow, the more you know. That's all I can say. And tonight was a revealing to me. Tonight was revealing to me. I seen something on a whole different level because I see what the words say and not what I don't add to the word only. Somebody put that word only in there. You only supposed to keep what do you say? Only supposed to keep it in the land. When did you see the credit? Yeah, this is what the brother said. When, but this was we had a little conversation in Facebook earlier. He asked me, when did the children of Israel keep the Passover outside the land? Simple question. I gave him a simple answer. Numbers chapter 9, verse 1 through 5. They kept it out the land. I'm talking about in the enemy's land, sir. That was in the wilderness. I said that was in the wilderness. That wasn't in the land. I'm talking about in the enemy's land. Then what hit me on that point was right here. The enemy was the Egyptian when they first kept it. That was the first Passover that he said keep them memorial. That was the enemy's land then. See, and stuff can be so close, people can't even see. And that's sad. Let's see who's over here. Robert Craig, come, brother. I just saw you with a jar of. Yeah, right. He talking about a jar of pigtail. Yeah, right. Never in my hand, bro. Never. What's up with you, Robert Craig? I'm glad to see you, bro. I ain't seen you in a few weeks, seem like. But other than that, y'all, we're at the end of Exodus chapter 12. As we can see, it doesn't say only. The brother added that. It says, let me read that for you one more time. 12:25. Go to 12:25. 12:25. 12:25. What does it say in 12:25? But what does it say before 12:25? 12:24. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. When does forever stop? Y'all tell me. Tell me when does forever stop? When do all your generations stop? When do these things stop? Where does all your habitation stop? Where does all your dwellings stop? See, people fail to realize when the Creator say something, they go by what they're adding to the word because the Creator didn't say what only this and only that. The Creator didn't say that. The Creator told you what to do, and the Creator is specific in everything He do. You don't see the word only here at all. But let's go back over here to 24 and 25 before we go. It says, and ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. 25. Check this out. And it shall come to pass. That means, and it's going to happen. Excuse me. When ye be come to the land, when you come to the land, which Yah will give you, which the Creator gonna give you, according as He has promised. And I ask again, who did He promise it to? He promised it to Abraham, He promised it to Isaac, and He promised it to Jacob. The land. When you come to the land, as He promised you, to the land which Yah has given, will give you, according as He has promised, that ye shall keep this service. You don't see the word only there. He just said when you get there, you're going to keep this service. He's reminding them when you get there, keep this service. Numbers chapter 9, verse 1 tell you, okay, let me read this again. Okay, that's 25, 20. Good. Let me hit Numbers 1 for you one more time before we go. Matter of fact, it's right where I'm getting ready to go anyway. Right here. Thank you, Father. Now, Numbers 9, 1 through 5. Check out what it says. Now, I just want you to hear clarity. I want y'all to hear this clear. He told them Now, when you get to the land, keep this service. But what happened right here? This is your sound advice. What happened at this time? The next following year, it says, Numbers 9, verse 1 through 5. The observance of the Passover, it says, and Yah spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year. Second year meaning the following year, the first month, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, after they come out of Egypt, see, they ain't made it to the land, but they're in the wilderness. Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover. See, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. You're going to always keep it at its appointed season. In the 14th day of this month, at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season. According, listen to what it's saying, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof, shall ye keep it. Everything that I told you to do back then, you're going to do it the exact same way. And Moses spake unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. Verse 5. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day, which is, that's when they, on the 14th day at even, which is at noon, is when they killed the Passover. On the 14th day of the first month at even, in the wilderness, at even, which is at noon, in the wilderness of Sinai. It's letting you know that this was done before they got to the land and after they got to the end. This is in the wilderness. This is in the wilderness. So, if this is a sacred situation that they want, the Creator only wanted done in the land, he wouldn't have had them doing it in the wilderness. The second year, the next year coming right out. He could have had them remembrance, memorial. Think about this. Don't do it, but I want you to remember it. You see what I'm saying? Now the Creator is specific. A lot of people don't understand the Creator is specific in everything he do. If he didn't want them to do it until the land, that means that he would say, okay, remember when you get to the land, you're going to do the Passover. It's only for the land. He didn't say that. He said throughout your generations. Generations don't stop. As long as you have a seed coming from your wing men going into a woman, your generations keep it moving. But this is where the minds of men get diluted with doctrine and with their own thought because they don't read what the word is actually saying. I come to see this in many times in the scriptures. It's certain things that people think it said and it don't say that. I've seen it plenty of times. But hey, this is where we at now. So, like I said, the first month at even in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that Yah had commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel. So did the children of Israel. Y'all, people need to study strong and study long because they way off. They're going by tradition. They're going by their own thoughts. The Creator says something, he mean what he say. The only reason why many of us wasn't doing it at one time is why? Because of mercy. What he said in the second commandment, thou should not make unto thee any graven image, nor any likeness of anything to bow down to them, nor serve them. For I thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity, the ignorance upon the children, upon the parents, upon the children. Unto the third, which is the Greek, and the fourth, which is the Roman, generation of them that hate me. You got to understand what's being said. The Greeks and Romans took over the world and changed everything. But showing mercy, which is grace that they talk about, the Christians say, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. His commandments is his word, is his law. A lot of people don't even understand that. They're going by what they think, and they can keep it moving. Other than that, I'd just like to share with y'all that I am that Mikhail in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikhail in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This is prophesied for you to see that Mikhail is really me. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Also wanted to share with y'all, we got 2 more days of unleavened bread. As of the 8th, the end of the 8th day, we'll be done with the unleavened bread. And on the 9th, we can start back with leaven if you like. But just saying that the unleavened is until the 9th. Is until the 9th. It's after the 8th, the 9th of April, we can start back. If you want to eat leavened bread, there you go. But then still just want to let you know. Other than that, we're going to smile our way out. Wish everybody a great night. And if you're interested in coming, well, let me smile our way out and stuff and then give you that information. First, we're going to do the benediction. And this is out of Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it states, And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, and saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Violam, Va'ed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for reading of your word. Thank you for bringing out the information as we needed to see. And thank you for opening my eyes for more information that I may have never known or never seen. For let me see it for the way you will have me to see it. And let me be correct in the things that I'm sharing as you give it to me and as I'm seeing them. Let me understand it, know it, and do it so I will know. Please open my eyes and let me see. In your holy word and spirit and all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Praise you, Almighty. All right. Now, voice getting a little dry. There we go. Now, just if anybody's interested, we're having Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge in the Rising, which is at 7:30 a.m. We have Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge in the Rising of the day. And by having Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, if anybody's interested in coming to class, you're welcome to text me your name, number, and email. That's your name, number, and your email. And then I will send you information back in your email. You will be able to accept my dates, my Zoom dates, which I'm about to share with you now. But the only one that's private is tomorrow. All the rest of them is on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Excuse me. Those are public. But the Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge is private, and they're on Zoom only. So if you're interested in getting onto the Zoom class, please text me your name, number, and email. And also text me with that, you're interested in the sovereign classes. You're interested in the sovereign classes. And there, excuse me. And then from that point, so you're interested in solving classes, and then from that point, um, I will send you more information. We will connect. We'll talk. We'll go from there, and we'll build from that point. But other than that, you can text me your name, number, email, and your information, whether you want the alkaline water and teas or the information solving classes at 770-572-5315. Again, that's 770-572-5315. Excuse me. You can also email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to get on my public platform, or should I say, that was for the private. Now, for the public platform, still on Zoom, we're here on the Sabbath day, which is on Saturday as they call it, but it's on the Sabbath day at 12 p.m. noon, and it's called Assembly of the Righteous. The Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous, and that's at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. Then we have on Sunday nights, nights after Sunday, should I say, at 9 p.m. Eastern. Excuse me, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're on, what should I say, the broadcast is called Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is our broadcast on night after Sunday. Fight Fire with Truth at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then also, we're on Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, which is what we're doing tonight. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here. All right? Don't forget, tomorrow in the Rising at 7:30 a.m., we have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. Then we have at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Excuse me, I see I'm getting tired. We have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. 2 classes for those who work early and those who work late. We got it there for you. So, now for the public platform. You can check us out. I gave my number. Yeah, I believe I gave my number before I went on around. Just in case I didn't, again, it's 770-572-5315. Again, 770-572-5315. And my email is lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's, excuse me, lkhyym@gmail.com. All right? Now, if you'd like to catch me on YouTube, my YouTube and my X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter. Is under JuicePro33, which is spelled JUICEPRO33. JUICEPRO33. All right. That's my X, formerly known as Twitter, and also one of my YouTubes, which you can like, subscribe, and share to as well. Also, you can connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Again, that's MI'(CHAEL) space HARR. Excuse me, IS. All right, that's my Facebook. Now, if you'd like to get in contact with me on Instagram, my Instagram is Instagram and one of my TikTok. My Instagram and one of my TikTok is under Lkhyym _ the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM at underscore, should I say, LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's THEJUICE. One more time. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's Lkhyym _ the juice on my TikTok and my Instagram. Also on my other TikTok and my other YouTube, we have, which is my other TikTok, my other YouTube, is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is all 4 words combined to one. which is spelled Michaeljuice. Again, that's LKH. Nope, that's Michaeljuiceharris. Excuse me. So, last but not least, we have patreon.com and rumble.com, both of them /LKHYYM. Again, that's patreon.com /LKHYYM, and also patreon.com /LKHYYM. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I'm getting tired. We're going to say bye first over here to Zoom. Thank you for coming through. Thanks for Barack for popping up for a short moment. But other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace. Recording stopped. All righty. All righty then. Let's check us out. So now over here on, we can say, well, I don't know if anybody over there on Facebook or not right now, but I'm saying bye to Instagram real quick. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace. All righty. All righty then. All right. So let's say bye over here to Facebook. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace. And over here on YouTube Live. Craig, I thank you for coming through. I thank you for being here. I know you get a chance to hear a lot. But other than that, I hope you're doing good. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace.